Welcome to Feeding Frenzy. Now it was not my plan today to come and review a restaurant. I just stepped outside for a cup of fresh hot coffee. Now where do you go to in Chennai for a cup of hot coffee? Cafe Coffee Day? No. Cafe Coffee Day Lounge. Inside the lounge, I met Mr. Ram, who is the head of food and beverages Cafe Coffee Day. Now, sir, I'm a big fan of Cafe Coffee Day. I love the coffees here, but I was a bit curious when I was walking into this place because it had a huge board saying lounge. Now, what is this new concept?
Well, as you know, Cafe Coffee Day started 15 years ago, and we were the first ones or the pioneers in bringing the culture of cafe and coffee outside home. We kind of pioneered the espresso and cappuccino, which people now are very well familiar with. But in the last 15 years, a lot of things have changed. People's lifestyles have changed. People travel abroad, there is more income. And so they're ready for something else, an adventure. And that is what we're trying to create here, the next step in the evolution of the cafe concept, that is the lounge. And here we're trying to kind of answer some of those questions where there is some excitement for the people who are now already familiar with coffee, now ready to go to the next level. Excitement in the way we present food and beverage, and overall, learning more about coffee, because coffee is not all about filter coffee or espresso or cappuccino that we know about. There are many ways to drink. There are many ways to enjoy coffee throughout the day, and that is some of the things that we want to highlight in this lounge concept, which we have come now here in this place.
Chennai is undeniably a place where filter coffee or coffee is very dear to everyone's heart. So how does a customer distinguish a lounge from other CCT outlets?
Well, there are obviously some differences in the color as you walk in. Of course, from outside there may not be, but there is, once you enter the cafe, there is the obvious difference in the tables and the colors that we have used. But the main differentiation is the food and beverage offerings that we highlight, showcase. In the beverages, we want to highlight some of the different brewing styles that coffee can be made of. Very well, the filter coffee is something heart and soul for Chennai, and we want to show that coffee can be brewed in many other ways. There is the French press, which is quite popular in Europe, that we want to showcase here. There is the pour over, which is quite familiar in the US. And then another very interesting way to brew coffee, which is the siphon, which is more in the Far East. So you get to see some of those different styles of brewing that brings various characteristics and tasting profiles of the coffee changes, whether if it's the same coffee powder. So here you get to see all that, and people are more aware of it, and people can enjoy coffee many ways.
Exactly. It's interesting that you mentioned that, because every time I've walked into a CCD and I've browsed the menu, I've seen so many coffees which all taste great, but I've never quite understood. I've always had this idea in my mind that I'm sure it's brewed in a different, each coffee is brewed by a different technique, which as you mentioned is the French press and the siphon and all of that. Very difficult to pronounce all those names, but I'm sure that after we finish our cups of steaming hot coffee, we'll come back and I'll persuade you to tell me a bit more about the techniques.
Absolutely.
Right, so we'll do that after a short break.